Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Skunk River Radio, country music from 1990 through 2010 with some Iowa country music sprinkled in. Listen at skunkriverradio.com, download the app, listen on Alexa by saying, Alexa, play Skunk River Radio on TuneIn. Skunk River Radio will also be available on Google Assistant in the near future. You can listen to me, Steve Shuttler, each weekday morning from 6 a.m. to noon, and listen to The Haze from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio, online radio for country music from 1990 to 2010. The Keokuk County Expo Fair Kickoff Barbecue Cook-Off Meal and Tractor Show is Saturday, July 12th. Pork ribs, pork loin, chicken hindquarters, potatoes, green beans, and dessert. The Tractor Show is all day. Meal for the public begins at 5:30 for a free will offering. For more information, call Neil Weir at 641-660-3359. It's the Keokuk County Expo Fair Kickoff Barbecue Cook-Off Meal and Tractor Show, Saturday, July 12th. And welcome in. It's time for Tuesday Night Tune-Up here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook and YouTube, also on Skunk River Radio Facebook. It is, of course, TNT, live from the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch. We thank all of our sponsors for being on board. That includes the Pizza Ranch, also Sinclair Napa, Sigourney Motors, James Family Greenhouse, Copeland Auto Body, Nutrien Ag Solutions in Keswick, also Sigourney Body Shop, and Julie's Homestyle Cafe. Let's go live now to the... What are you doing up there, Neil? You're not a regular here on the show.
Whoa, what do we got going on up here?
Whoa.
Well, welcome back, race fans, to TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up. I'm your host, Safe Grafke. That's Cole Vanderwall, and
I'm Neil.
You're Neil.
I'm here on behalf of everyone at Pizza Ranch in Oskaloosa.
Wow.
Ashley, Crystal, Reagan, a couple others. I'm not even sure of their name, but speaking on behalf of them, because no one really was free to come up. They're very busy. So
yes, very busy night here at
helping them out as I can. So we're sure glad they're very, very busy. They're wow, just glad to be here.
We're happy you're here, Neil.
I know. A few things I want to talk about though on behalf of Pizza Ranch. They got this thing. Do it. Smack it for me.
Oh, dude.
And there's wing night, as it used to be at Pizza Ranch.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Thursday
that
nights.
Was so good that it broke.
And the next one, wow.
We got the big one.
Happy hour.
Don't touch it.
Monday
Neil,
through
broke
Wednesday.
It. Unbelievable. Neil broke this.
Make sure you stop out
time.
the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch, where some people can't be trusted. And welcome to another edition of TNT. We're so glad to have you guys here tonight. Thank you.
The good thing is Steve will get charged for that. So we're thankful that Steve will get charged for a new sign. So
yes, on behalf of Pizza Ranch, so glad everybody's here tonight and enjoy the show.
Yeah, so Neil, you were looking here, and I know you had another thing here.
Yeah, about happy hour.
How great is it that Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch, in your mind, is doing some of these different things to get more people here?
Actually, it's
They're
really
very
cool.
involved in the community here in Oskaloosa.
It's super cool because I didn't even realize there was such an advantage for Pizza Ranch to offer. And I'm not as good as everybody else coming up here. I can't remember the names of everything. Is it the coffee and dessert pizza? Which day is that on?
Coffee and cactus bread.
Coffee and cactus bread. That's a great thing. Free will donation. I'm trying to remember everything they've done. Breakfast.
Yeah, they have a brunch buffet on Sundays.
Yep. So yeah, definitely, they're just going above and beyond to make sure that Oskaloosa's Pizza Ranch is represented well, and they're doing a great job. Glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're gonna get Neil off of the camera here. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with our interview portion of the night here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
When you need a break, Pizza Ranch is ready. Rough day or good day, sometimes you just need a buffet. And we've got all your favorites always ready to serve. Come to the place that puts a smile on your face. Make it a buffet day at Pizza Ranch.
Got a problem under the hood? At Sinclair Napa, we're here to help. No matter if you're tuning up the family car, gearing up your heavy-duty truck, or maintaining your boat, we have the know-how you need to keep your ride running strong. Whether it's top-notch parts, expert advice, or unbeatable customer service, Sinclair Napa is your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. Because at Sinclair Napa, we don't just sell parts, we're here to help you get the job done. Stop by today in Sigourney, Montezuma, Williamsburg, Centerville, or Ottumwa, or visit us at SinclairNapa.com.
Hi, I'm Krista Sellers, driver of the 7K Figure 8 race truck. I race at local figure 8 tracks across southern Iowa. One of my good sponsors is CJ at Sigourney Motors. Next time you or someone you know is looking for a good used vehicle or in need of some minor repairs, you can contact CJ at Sigourney Motors. Give them a call at 641-224-8056 or stop by 705 East Jackson Street in Sigourney, Iowa. Hope to see you at the races or at CJ's shop.
Stop by James Family Greenhouse and Produce in Sigourney. They have a variety of hanging baskets, annuals, shrubs, perennials, trees, mulch, and vegetable plants. Plus, you can spruce up your landscape with yard decor or decorate the inside of your home with home decor. James Family Greenhouse is also a great place to stop in for some gift ideas. You got to stop in and see it all for yourself. James Family Greenhouse at 701 East Jackson in Sigourney. And be sure to follow their page on Facebook. All right, we thank all of our sponsors for making Tuesday Night Tune-Up possible. We're live from the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch, and let's go to our host, Safe Grafke, who is standing by. I should say sitting by, technically, with our guests for tonight. Safe, take it away.
Hey, welcome back, race fans, to TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up, and I am joined here by two gentlemen from Outer Limits Truck Repair here in Oskaloosa. We are joined first with Mitchell Veenstra, the general manager of Outer Limits Truck Repair. And then this man hails from Oskaloosa, Iowa. He owns Outer Limits Truck Repair and drives the number 08B racing car at the Southern Iowa Speedway. We have Brett DeBryan with us as well. Guys, thanks for coming on here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So, Brett, I want to talk to you a little bit first here.
Yep.
So you have, in the last couple of years, started something a little bit newer here. You have started getting into a little bit of the go-kart racing scene with a few other guys from Outer Limits.
Yep.
And, you know, Ryan built a track at his house and then kind of started as, you know, all fun and games, and now it's got a little more serious than that, I believe.
Yeah, it all kind of started as just a fun thing one day at the shop. I think Ryan ended up finding a racing lawnmower, and we kind of all decided we wanted some go-karts, and so I think like half the guys at the shop bought go-karts, and we built the track, and then it kind of went into from yard carts to actual racing carts, and starting to hit a lot of the races. And it's pretty well turned into there's no time to really race on Ryan's track anymore because they're also busy running all the races, you know, on the weekends. Outer Limits sponsors the races at the Redneck Rally, so we hit those. But yeah, it's turned into something a lot bigger where it's kind of fun competition between everybody at the shop. You know, we've got a few different guys that are doing this and that, trying to build things and just
Guy with
good.
a slow lawnmower.
Yes, guy with a slow lawnmower. Yeah, but it's if you can keep it together, it's quick-ish. But it's been a good lot of friendly competition between everybody at the shop. Something for everybody to talk crap at lunch about, you know, and whatnot. So it's been a good time.
Absolutely. And, you know, one thing is getting into racing carts, it's a lot, you know, the stuff
Yes.
isn't cheap. So
No.
What's that been like trying to even prepare just for, you know, the flat track at the Redneck Rally?
So Outer Limits helps build the track. So we go in usually the night before. We take a dump truck, a couple skid loaders. And, yeah, it's quite a bit to get because, I mean, you know, to make it for the rally cars isn't too bad. You know, you can have dips and bumps here and there. But, I mean, for the flat carts, I mean, you can't – you know, you get a rock and you'll get hung up on a rock. So we've got to go in there and groom it pretty decent to get it for the race carts. So it takes a little bit, you know, get it rolled in good, packed in good. But then you don't want it too dry because it's so dumb dusty. So try to get it watered down but not be too wet and get it packed in nice and rolled in nice and get everything ready and find the right gearing. And it takes a lot to get done.
It does. And so this is for both of you guys. So – you know, not necessarily a lot of racing background
Nope.
From either of you guys or anyone really at Outer Limits, but the continued sponsorship at the Southern Iowa Speedway and this year I know is a really big deal for Outer Limits is getting able to sponsor the Caleb Hammond Memorial.
Yes.
I know that's something that's very close for you guys. And why don't you tell us what it means to be the head sponsor for that race at the fair this year?
Yeah, it's first off, it's really neat to be able to have the fair, the hometown fair. We both grew up here in Oski, been at the fair pretty well every year. And being able to do the Caleb Hammond is a pretty big deal to me. I had cancer back in the day, and so it's a pretty big deal to me to be able to have this one and sponsor this one, especially during the fair. So it's I know, Mitchell and I, and we all talked about it. We really were happy that we were able to get this one.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's very cool. And, this week is a hectic week at Outer Limits, I should know. There is something going on this weekend that's going to have some racing involved with it.
Yep.
The No Limits Truck Show.
Yes.
This is the first annual No Limits Truck Show. And why don't you guys tell us a little bit about some of the behind-the-scenes stuff and everything that's been going on to make this a great weekend and have something like this 4x4 obstacle course that we're going to have?
So, yeah, we decided to have the truck show, and we wanted to have some entertainment. And so we thought, who do we know that can bring on a good time than Chris Meninga? We called him and said, hey, what do you think we can do for some entertainment? He said, I got just the thing. Let's make a 4x4 obstacle course. I've had some Jeep guys wanting to do this. Let's make this course, and we won't charge or anything. They're not going to win any money, but they will get a trophy. Whoever gets first place, fastest time getting through the course will get a trophy, and so it's going to be kind of fun to watch guys get through this course. So weather permitting, Thursday night we are going to build an obstacle course for these guys to try to get through logs and hopefully some concrete and some dirt piles and tires, and we're going to see if we can't build something neat for these guys to crawl around on and have some fun, and then when they're done, they can go check out some cool trucks that'll be around.
Absolutely. And Mitchell, what's this like for you to be part of now the behind the scenes of making a truck show go versus just going and attending one?
We've had a lot of fun going to the truck shows, see a lot of cool stuff, and Brett and I would both like to support the community as much as we can, support the fair and what goes on, and have some fun local stuff we're all gearheads. It's all motors and having fun, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to get it organized and let people know what's going on. We want it to be, it's free for spectators. It's not to come out and spend a lot of money. We're going to have lots of food trucks, but we're looking forward to it.
One thing that's cool is that there is going to be a kid zone there.
Yes.
For kids. And how important is that to make sure that we're getting the youth involved with things like this?
So I was really involved in the fair, when I was younger, and from what I see, I feel like the fair isn't as much as it used to be. I feel like there's not a lot of kids that are involved as it used to be. And so I'd like to see things in Oski keep going, see things at the fairgrounds keep going. If we can keep bringing things into the fairgrounds, helping the fairgrounds, bring people into where the fairgrounds can make some money to make improvements and make the place better and keep it going for a long time. I'd love to see my kids be able to go there for years. So if we can help bring the community together and bring a lot of things in, keep it going, even if it just means bringing more money into where they can keep the racetrack together better. So, stuff like that, odds and ends.
Back in the day, Brett, I think you used to help prep the track and stuff like that.
Yep.
And
there was a year when I was in college, me and Bradley McMahon, we worked the track, we prepped the track. We'd start prepping a couple days before, and then we'd start watering Wednesday, and when all the races were done Wednesday night, we'd get out there and we'd blade the track down and get it ready for the following week. During that time, I was helping Chase Matrician. I was on his pit crew, so helping him there, and a little bit of background back then. It was a lot of fun, and I'd love for people to be able to do that for years to come.
Yeah, I helped Tyler Grunendijk back in the day as well, too, in high school, and we'd love to see the car count come back up at Oski and see the track grow again back to what it once was.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one thing is the cost of racing now is quite different than it was then, and we're seeing a lot more, of these traveling teams and whatnot, and being located in Oskaloosa, not that far from Knoxville. I know that Outer Limits can do a couple different things and whatnot as a large diesel repair shop. So, it's great that we're here in Oskaloosa. If you have a race trailer, a toter, or anything need worked on, Outer Limits is definitely the place to come to that for that,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we've got a lot of knowledge under our roof. A lot of guys that do a really good job and really pour their heart and soul into it. We got a good team that I mean, they're all pretty similar in age. Give each other a lot of crap, but at the end of the day, they can put their heads together and they can really fix about anything. So if there's anything that can be done to a truck, we can pretty well do it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a great thing here. And just again, the No Limits Truck Show is coming up this weekend, June 28th and 29th at the Southern Iowa Fairgrounds here in Oskaloosa. Make sure to bring the whole family out for 2 fantastic days. Come look at all the shining chrome, the bright lights. We're going to have a concert that night too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, we sure are. Nick Ryan will be singing, going on at 7 o'clock, I believe, right?
Yes,
Safe?
7 o'clock. Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, bring the whole family out for a couple fantastic days there, and we want to thank you guys for coming on here and talking a little bit about how you guys are trying to help our race community out by sponsoring races. Talk a little bit about you getting into go-kart racing, and then being able to do everything that Outer Limits does. So we appreciate.
We got the Redneck Rally coming up during the fair on Saturday, so should be some fun stuff going on. We're hoping that Outer Limits can build some cool stuff to put in it and just bring some more people around. So
there you go, folks. Well, alrighty, guys. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be talking about some results and some other mayhem going on in the racing community here in just a few minutes.
At Copeland Auto Body, we strive to be the area's consistent provider of advanced collision repair. We want all of our customers to have a stress-free experience when they bring their car to Copeland Auto Body. Give them a call at 641-653-2140. Find them online at CopelandAutoBody.com. Copeland Auto Body, located in Hedrick, Copeland Collision Center in Oskaloosa, and Copeland Towing and Recovery in Sigourney. For auto body and towing for Hedrick, Oskaloosa, and Sigourney, see Copeland Auto Body.
At Nutrien Ag Solutions, we are dedicated to your success. We partner with growers like you to expand your possibilities with unparalleled offerings. Your unique challenges are met with more customized solutions than anyone else can offer. With you, we're feeding the future together.
If you've had a run-in with a deer, a fender bender, or any sort of accident with your vehicle, take it to Tony and the guys at Sigourney Body Shop at 210 West Clark Street in Sigourney. They'll get you back on the road in no time, and Tony will help you out with a free estimate. It's service with a smile at Sigourney Body Shop. Give them a call at 641-622-2022, or again, stop in at 210 West Clark Street in Sigourney. Julie's Homestyle Cafe at 216 South Market in Oskaloosa is a small place with a great big taste of home cooking. Established in 2009, Julie's Homestyle Cafe serves breakfast, lunch. You can have a slice of pie, dessert, and soft drinks. Julie's Homestyle Cafe is a veteran-owned cafe serving traditional breakfast and homemade lunch meals just like Mom used to make. Find more information at julieshomestylcafe.com or follow their page on Facebook. All right, we are back at the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch for Tuesday night tune-up. We thank the Pizza Ranch. We also thank all of our sponsors like, let's see here, Sinclair Napa, also Sigourney Motors, James Family Greenhouse, Copeland Auto Body, Nutrien Ag in Keswick, also Sigourney Body Shop, and Julie's Homestyle Cafe. All right, we go back now to our host and co-host with the most. We've got Safe and Cole. Guys, take it away.
Welcome back, race fans, to TNT, the Tuesday night tune-up. And Cole, what a month here for Buddy Kofoid.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy.
I don't think you can talk about sprint car racing right now without bringing up the name Buddy Kofoid. That Roth Enterprise team from Pennsylvania has got the wheels turning now.
Yeah, they've been doing some stuff, it seems like.
I know that it has been incredibly tough to beat that 83 car. Buddy Kofoid has now won over $400,000 in the last 3 weeks with that team. He is now in the top 10 list for making the most money in 1 week with the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, and there's only a few others ahead of him, like Steve Kinzer, Donnie Schatz, just a couple of the greatest sprint car drivers, and to be able to put your name on a list like that is quite impressive.
Yeah, he better be honored to be on that list. It's one of those things that is pretty cool.
In 1 week, he brought home $362,000. 2 of those came within 2 days at the Huset's Hustle. He picked up 1 win there on Thursday night for $100,000, and then he made a hard charge there with 10 laps to go and got around Bill Baylog for the win in the Huset's Showdown, taking home $250,000.
It's a pretty big payday.
Absolutely, and it's not like he doesn't have easy competition at all. Bill Baylog and that 17B team has really come alive here this season when he decided to start running with the World Outlaw Sprint Cars full time. And I tell you what, it is just absolutely incredible to see that 83 team doing what they are doing now. They're running the Toyota race program engines in that car, which is a newer development that have had some issues, but now it seems like they are finally hitting on all 8 cylinders.
Yeah, I think that Toyota stuff, I know for the midget side of it, they're really good, so I probably wouldn't take long for them to click on the sprint car stuff. So,
which is absolutely insane because, for the longest time it was only Ford, somewhat Ford and Chevrolet, and now we are seeing Toyota getting involved, and that really raises the question of who else is going to start getting involved in these race programs.
Yeah, I think that Dodge is starting to come back into the NASCAR trucks or something like that. I think I saw somewhere. So,
yeah, they are. Dodge will return to the Craftsman Truck Series in 2025. The only thing about that, though, is that really on that it's just on a body side because they're all on the same motor program in the truck series. But it is nice to see that Dodge is trying to get back into the grassroots racing that they were part of for so long. And when you bring up Dodge NASCAR racing or anything like that, you think of Richard Petty, Kyle Petty, you think of some of those names. And to see Dodge finally coming back is just a great thing.
yeah, it really is. It's one of those things that if you're a big brand like that, you kind of want to just keep promoting yourself.
Absolutely. So it's kind of funny because it seems like in the world of sprint car racing, which we're going to get back to, is we were seeing Buddy Kofoid win these races. He's going to these high limit races and winning, and then every once in a while, we saw Corey Day and a few other high limits guys win some outlaw races. But I think the big topic this year is what is going on with Brad Sweet and the 49 team. Very little success out of that car this year, which begs the question of what is happening right now to your 5-time World Outlaw champion.
Yeah, I don't know. He's been one of the guys in the last couple of years that he's been one of the ones to beat, and now you don't really hear his name too much other than that he owns High Limit.
Do you think that's a big part of what's going on there is he's having to focus so much on trying to run what right now is one of the greatest sprint car series out there? Do you think that's starting to take a little bit of a toll on him?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely got to stay up on it. You can't really be worrying about your sprint car stuff when you're trying to run a big series like that.
Absolutely. And again, I think next year is going to be really interesting. I want to bring this up again. The franchise tagging that High Limits is going to do on teams and how this is going to change the whole dynamic of sprint car racing. And it's going to be interesting to see how the World Racing Group and the World Outlaws are going to be able to respond to that.
Yeah, I don't really know if World Outlaws will have too much of a response for what they're doing, but I guess we'll have to see.
It's also interesting to see the All-Star Circuit of Champions coming back, which is technically still owned by Brad and Kyle. So trying to run more than one series, to me that feels like a little bit of trouble. I'm worried about them spreading themselves too thin between two series. And, because that's what happened to the World Racing Group. They have the dirt car series, and then they have the late models and the sprint cars. And obviously we're seeing what's happening right now with all three of those series. The numbers are down quite a bit.
Yeah, they are. It's one of those things. Can't really make everyone too happy.
No, it's definitely tough. And so now we're going to talk a little bit about World Outlaw late model racing. Your current Rookie of the Year contender, Drake Troutman, picks up a big win at I-55 Speedway in Pevely, Missouri.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see him win. I know he's had a lot of success in the modified stuff, and this year, I think over at Mississippi Thunder Speedway, he won $100,000 about a month ago or so. So it's pretty cool to see him have success in the late model finally.
Absolutely. It's kind of weird to not hear Bobby Pierce winning a outlaw race of any sort in late models here lately. They're kind of like, Brad Sweet not winning a sprint car race. You aren't hearing Bobby Pierce winning a late model race.
Yeah, I mean, ever since he put that dream wrap on, yeah, he's ran decent, but it hasn't been what he is in his red car. So I guess we'll see if he goes back to the red car. And
do you think that's an issue? Is the wrap? Is it bad voodoo?
I don't know. It's one of those things. You're known for the red, and you switch it up, then you just don't run good. So it could be one of those things.
Absolutely. So Cole, a little bit here. You did some racing here at a new track.
Yeah.
Well, a newer track to you. You went down to the Scotland County Speedway in Memphis, Missouri. And let's kind of talk about your feature there, buddy. You had some ups and downs. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened there in that feature?
Yeah, I think I started 11th, and I was kind of just cruising around there for the first couple of laps, and I got impatient, and I went and tried to top, and didn't realize I had to gas on it that hard, and I got tight. So then I was back to like 18th or something, and I was just like, well, this is kind of embarrassing. Then I just started tucking on the tires and was like, this thing's pretty good. Then just started passing cars. I'm like, yeah, this thing's pretty good. And then we had a couple yellows, so then that really helped, and I think I got back up to 4th or something like that.
How good of a confidence boost is that, knowing you can come back forward after falling backwards?
Oh, it's pretty great just to know that the car is that good, and having my dad trust me to drive down there at one of their bigger shows. So I guess we'll have to see what happens during the fall time, see who's driving.
Yeah, that's a tough track. I mean, it's a very wide racetrack, which isn't necessarily normal around here. You don't have as many wide tracks. You have like Marshalltown and stuff, but to go to a track like that where there is about 4 lanes, and it's absolutely crazy. But, they had the non-wing sprint cars down there and the Sprint Invaders as well, which really changes the dynamic of that track a lot.
Yeah, I think normally the cushion's up on the wall in 1 and 2, and this time it was about halfway up the track, probably just from the rain, just because it was a little bit wet, but it still put on pretty good racing, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we saw a guest we had on here a few weeks ago, Braden Wood. Pick up his first career win in a hobby stock.
Yeah, Dad was telling me about it. He said it was pretty awesome. Dad was watching it, and he came over and told me that he won, and I was like, it's pretty cool for the kid.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations to Braden Wood, and we're really happy to see you getting some success here this year. I mean, that's crazy. You picked up your first feature win this year. Braden picks up his first win, not very far apart either.
Yeah, it's about a month and a half or so apart, so I've seen a lot of first-time winners this year, so it's really cool.
Yeah. So, Cole, I know we are both a little disappointed. The Southern Iowa Speedway has rained out tomorrow night for the Gary Wilson Memorial with the SLMR Late Model Series supposed to come to town. Rained out there. I know we were both looking forward to seeing that show. Right now, your points leader in that is Dallin Murdy in the 99D late model, just absolute wizard in that car. It's crazy to think about Dallin Murdy's history from his dad, Damon Racing. Now he's getting into the wheel, pretty young, able to wheel in a stock car, a modified. Now we're seeing him in a late model and being very dominant.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch him. I know down in Memphis a couple years ago, well, more than a couple years ago, it was his first ever race, and that was really cool to watch and just to see how much he's progressed and stuff like that. So,
yeah, because not only do you have him in that series, but you also have Dylan Thornton, who is young and has the same mentality as Dallin does and has a lot of those high accolade wins. So it's really cool to see both of them on the same traveling late model series now as rookies having to compete against each other, I think.
Yeah, it's really cool. They're both really good drivers, and that Dylan Thornton, I know he's been doing really good in it, and he's had a lot of success in his modified stuff and pretty good success in his stock car stuff. So
Cole, have you been paying attention to some of IMCA's new rules that they've come out with lately?
I did see that they approved those noses for the 4 cylinders.
This is bringing up the same question every week: is what is IMCA doing? why are we taking racing and changing it into a more expensive hobby each week?
To be honest, I don't even think they know what they're doing. They just hear money and they're all for it.
This is absolutely ridiculous. It's supposed to be a Cavalier. You knock the windows out. You put a roll cage in. You're supposed to go to the track and race it. Now you can have a tuned ECM. You can have a horribly ugly front bumper on these things. And they just keep changing it and changing it and changing it. And then you see it on the hobby stock side. They keep changing it and changing it and changing it to basically now it's just a stock car minus a few suspensions part. And then you have a stock car that's now getting to the point of a modified. I mean, this is getting absolutely ludicrous, and IMCA really needs to look a hard look in the mirror and think about what they are doing right now.
Yeah, I just keep racing.
Absolutely. It's just sad to see this, though, because when we look back at racing and car counts and everything, and I understand that, there's other sports and stuff now and all this and all that, but if we're going to get back to it is the cost of racing now and everything that IMCA has done is so much more that it's almost you have to be in this area here and get all these sponsors and whatnot to make these go. And it's a complete 180 of what the sport was all about.
Yeah, it's kind of sad where it's getting to be. It's just that here soon that everyday person ain't going to be able to afford it. And you're going to see less and less cars at tracks and stuff like that.
Absolutely. It's just really sad to see. And I hope that some things can change here because racing, you're seeing tracks close. It's an unfortunate thing that we're seeing is local racing cannot happen right now because we don't have enough drivers because of the cars and everything going on and the price and everything. And I really hope that we can get a change here soon.
Yeah, it would be really nice. It's just like Hoosiers. I mean, I think they're going up in price here soon, so it's just going to get even more expensive.
Yeah, so, I mean, something's going to change here soon. I really do. I hope IMCA changes. All of them do. And, the thing is, I would like to see maybe some USRA come back. And I know everyone's going to disagree with that, but it seems like Todd does a better job somewhat of understanding what's going on right now to an extent.
Yeah, I think Todd does a really good job with the USRA stuff. It's one of those things. You got to pick what you want to run, though. It's
tough.
Yeah, I mean, around here, you're dumb to go USRA racing.
Oh, I agree with that. I just, it's crazy, though, how big of a hold IMCA has. But their contingencies, though. I mean, it's crazy what you get for winning national points and everything like that. But you look at the cost of what it takes to win national points and what you have to do to win it. Does it really outweigh what you win for national points?
Probably not. It's
crazy. It's absolutely crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean, to run for national points, you got to win a lot and you got to race a lot. And
it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. And so another thing is, the great news right now is that right now is not the International Motor Claiming Association. It seems like there has been a ceasefire on claiming engines right now.
Yeah, it's
after we've had some crazy times there where we had over 8 motor claims in 2 weeks' time to where it's finally starting to settle out, and hopefully that'll end here for a little bit.
Yeah, they just need to do away with it, I personally think. Or if they're going to do it, you got to, swap motors or something. It's not benefiting anyone. I mean, yeah, it's benefiting the guy, but then you're just getting a bad name out there for it.
Right, absolutely. And, the Hell Tour has been passing through this way. They ran down at Donaldson the other night. How incredible is that to run, I believe it's 28 races in 31 days.
Yeah, that's a lot of racing. I don't even think I put that many nights on in a year, let alone to do it in a month.
Yeah, I think that's such a cool program, though, and I think it's a really cool tour. and it's nice to see that they kind of go in different areas. It's kind of like kind of like Ragbri, in a sense of they hit different pockets each time, and it's always cool to see that. It always seems like Iowa always seems to kind of sneak its way in there, or at least somewhere close enough that you can go and enjoy one of those races, because it is some of the best touring modified drivers in the U.S. that go on that tour.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then have Ryan Gustin win. Was it at Davenport, I want to say?
Yeah, one at Davenport.
And then the next night, Tyler Erb won down at Donaldson. So that was pretty cool to see. I know he's ran decent this year, but it's really cool to see him finally get a win.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a crazy tour, and I'm so glad to see how that's working out. It'd be cool if they could make it up this way just a little bit further, somewhere a little bit closer to us. But yeah, that could very well happen, though, to get a race closer here to Oskaloosa.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a high possibility. It's one of those things. It'd be really cool to go watch them at, like, Marshalltown or something, or, like, a Vinton.
Yeah, and unfortunately Monday night, the World Outlaw Late Model Tour was supposed to be at Independence Motor Speedway. They did not get to make it there. It got postponed due to weather, but, it's nice to see that we're getting more and more of these traveling tours around here, like, the Castrol Flow Night in America coming to Marshalltown Speedway. That's always an incredible race, and I know those late model drivers love getting the opportunity to go and run at Marshalltown.
Yeah, I think Marshalltown's a really cool track, and Jerry does a really nice job with the track prep and stuff. And I mean, yeah, every promoter has their night off night, but he does a really good job, and seems like people want to go race there. So
absolutely. So Cole, I know you are going to be down racing at Columbus Junction this Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think that's the plan, unless they rain out, figure out somewhere else to go. But
yeah, absolutely. And Marshalltown's running Friday night as well. Saturday, you can go back to Knoxville. They took a week off for the Huset's Showdown, and they will be back to their regular racing schedule here this weekend. So there is some good racing around here this weekend. If you want to go to your local track, make sure you do. How excited are you to get back to CJ this week after a week off? If it happens, obviously we can't speculate that, but
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited. It's be cool to see if there's any new cars for that bounty for Dylan. So
yeah, why don't you talk a little bit about what's going on down there?
Yeah, I think that the bounty's starting off at $350, and then every week if he wins, it goes up $100 per week that he wins. And so yeah, that would be pretty cool to see if it'll go up quite a bit or not. So
why don't you tell the folks at home that maybe don't know what we're talking about when we say bounty? Why don't you kind of explain the logistics behind that and what's happening there?
Yeah, so Dylan's won 5 out of the 6 features over there, and I guess people just don't want to see him winning, and so they're trying to put up a reward if you beat him. So then it's going to should bring more cars in and have some more competition over there.
So like you said, he's won 5 out of 6. You have won 1 of those. How hard is it to win a feature down there at CJ?
Oh, I think it's really hard. I mean, that one year I think he won almost like 12 out of 14 races or something over there. So it's pretty cool to say that you're the one guy to beat him over there this year. And
yeah, absolutely. All righty, Cole. Well, I think we've talked about everything we've needed to talk about. Appreciate you coming up here on a little bit of a moist Tuesday night, as we do have some rain that has accumulated here in Oskaloosa. Again, there is no racing tomorrow night at the Southern Iowa Speedway. The Gary Wilson Memorial with the SLMR Late Models is canceled. Again, this weekend, if you're looking for some racing, Columbus Junction, Marshalltown, Saturday, Knoxville, and if you're wanting to watch some 4x4 action, come out to the Southern Iowa Fairgrounds for the No Limits Truck Show with the 4x4 obstacle course this weekend. And again, NASCAR will be back again this Sunday for another Cup Series race. I honestly can't remember where they're at, because after the whole debacle down there in Mexico, it's kind of tough to watch that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. They just need to go back to Circle Track.
Find more tracks here to run NASCAR. Please, just no more of this international stuff. Just stick to what you know. let's get rid of all the road courses. I'd be okay with no road courses. Maybe just one. Maybe if they went to Road America, that'd be fine, but let's just axe the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not where NASCAR started at, and that's where they've went to. So
it's pretty sad. We could go down a whole tirade about that, but we're going to save that for another night. So anyway, fans, thank you for tuning in to TNT, the Tuesday night tune-up. I'm your host, Safe Grafke. That's Cole Vanderwall, and we will see you next week live here from the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch.
All right, and we do thank Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch for being our host venue. We thank all of our sponsors that are on board for our broadcast: Sinclair Napa, Sigourney Motors, James Family Greenhouse, Copeland Auto Body, Nutrien Ag Solutions in Keswick, Sigourney Body Shop, and Julie's Homestyle Cafe.